feel like this is like, we're power posing for this video, because this is how you get powerful from literally anything. Hi, I'm Brittany Rochelle. I'm an anger alchemist, teaching you how to alchemize literally anything to create an amazing, magnificent, melanated life. And in this video, I'm going to take you through step by step how you can use literally anything that happens to you or about you or that you are somehow related to, and actually use that for your own power. So many people, like when I was first telling them that I'm an anger alchemist, they were like, oh, well, anger management's already a thing. Someone left a comment that was like, anger management's already a thing. And I'm like, okay, this isn't anger management. So many of us were taught that like your anger is bad, that your anger is going to destroy your life. You're going to turn into, like, I always see the Tasmanian devil for some reason, who just like causes crazy like chaos from Looney Tunes, and that is what's going to happen to you if you don't manage your anger, if you don't like cramp it down and have it fit into this tiny space so you don't go off on your manager and lose your job, right? And that's true. We also can do that as well. But what being an anger alchemist about, which is so much more and beyond simple anger management, is how to actually take your anger and use it, channel it to become more powerful, channel it to become more successful in your career, channel it to use your voice and speak up to get paid what you have always deserved to be paid, channel it to be in an even better company and an even better role and an even better business than you ever thought imaginable. And using that through your anger, using that through your resentment. We often grow up in rooms and societies and families and cultures that tell us that anger is bad, that if we're angry, then we have an attitude, you need to go sit down, or that you're being ungrateful, or that you're being somehow inappropriate, as if our anger is any less natural than being happy, than being joyful, than feeling bliss or feeling orgasmic. And they're all actually very, very similar. And so what I teach you to do, and how you can really leverage and use anything to become more powerful, is starting with a safe foundation. So my anger alchemy is not the, you need to just push past this, feel, get super angry, like breathe super heavy and do all this crazy stuff. It's actually doing the opposite of that, working in a slow, controlled way so you don't push past your limits, what often psychologists call going beyond your window of tolerance, right? So many of us all of us have a window where we can actually work with our anger, work with our resentment, and it'll actually be helpful. We can actually learn how to what's called process it. So we don't have to be afraid or repress our anger. We can actually use that and see how we actually are more wise. We're actually more compassionate. We're actually more powerful when we work with our anger. But if we try to work with too much anger at one time, then it's no longer helpful. And so when we think about our anger, it can also be this fire analogy, right? Like fire, if it's left uncontrolled, can destroy homes, can destroy neighborhoods, can destroy entire forest of amazing ancient trees. Or fire, if it's used in a controlled way, can actually help heat an amazing, delicious meal, or cook the best meal that you've ever eaten in your life, right? It's the same thing with anger. It's about how we can use our anger in a safe and controlled way. And so much of the work that I do with my one-on-one clients and that I do within my online courses is teaching you how to create this safe foundation so you can begin to work with your anger, begin to work with your resentment in a way that's actually going to be constructive instead of destructive in your life. And one quick tip, one quick way you can do that right now, which I literally started doing, keep doing, and it's just like this amazing, awesome momentum that builds on itself, is creating what's called your own inner resources, your own inner team. So many of us didn't grow up in an environment where we had parents who were healed or loving or able to really care for us in the way that we always desired. And for so many people, myself included, that often means and brings up such deep heaviness and longing throughout our entire lives. And when we create what's called our own inner mother, our own inner father, you essentially use your imagination to visualize and create this parent that you wish you would have had, right? The parent who was there for you, who listened to you, who didn't shame or gaslight you, or didn't betray your trust when you told them something as a little kid that was very embarrassing or very vulnerable for you to share, and then having that share violated by your parent or by your caregiver. And so when we create this inner resource, this inner mother, this inner father, and we can talk to them if we want in our minds. We can have our own inner 4-year-old who had experiences that were hurtful to them actually be re-nourished, re-parented through having our own inner sense of mother and father. This is something I literally have done for years, and it's so, so powerful because you can actually scientifically reprogram your brain, really create a sense, a foundation of safety, a foundation of I'm heard and I'm valued, even if our real life, what physically happened in our childhood, maybe that didn't happen, but we can recreate this. And when we do this over and over again, it really has us create this childhood that is amazing, even if your childhood wasn't. As someone who was escaped a cult, childhood kind of sucked. I have a whole video on that, but it's how we can take the power now to create a safe environment for ourselves. So then we can use that when we transform our anger, when we alchemize our resentment, when we alchemize our frustration and our rage into power. It's creating this safe foundation. If you need help or want to work with me one-on-one as you create this foundation, as you really claim and transform your entire life, through your anger, through your resentment, through all the things that you've shoved down for years, I would love to work with you one-on-one. You can check out the links below to get even more information about that. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in my next one.